Yo,
Ooh, man, we got an early one here today, kicking off early.
yeah. We on live double barrel. We're pulling up with the early move. The
Yeah,
early.
early show, fellas. Early show.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been a day.
Mm. Who you telling? Who you telling? How you feeling though? You feeling good?
I feel good for all the running around I've done today. I had to go to work, open up, had to leave, take care of some family business, some personal business, get some business dealings in order. Part of why we're doing this show early is I got to go back to work. I got to shut down. By the time I turn around and come back, it's gonna be time to get up and make breakfast for my daughter in the morning, and go and do it all again. But like you remember Pinky and the Brain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to take over the world though.
Mastermind.
So process of trying to take over the world. You're just gonna have days like this, but I feel good. I'm gonna tell you what, I've been drinking this hydrogen water bottle, and I really feel the difference. It takes like the chemicals and the acid and the impurities out of the water, so it makes all the water you drink good. Yeah. I feel like energy-wise, I feel different.
Yeah. That's that pure water you get, and that's why, man, getting the electrolytes and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So I actually do feel different on a day like this, where it's like, shit, I done already been burning it for 12 hours straight.
Facts.
I'm about to do another 9.
Wow, I don't envy you, bro. I've been up since 3 this morning.
Yeah. By the time I'm wrapping it up, it's gonna be 8 hours from now, and then I'll probably be in bed by about 9 hours from now. Yeah.
I can't wait to hit that bed. I was up since 3 a.m. this morning Central Time. Got my flight. My flight was at 5:30 this morning. Got home.
Oh, you caught the first one. You caught the first thing out.
First thing out, I'm out of here. First thing out. Got home, went to the gym real quick. Shouldn't done that because I'm like curtain right now. I try to do it so I won't sit down and get idle and get ready for this. But all is well though. It's a blessing to still be able to move around. So not going to complain. All is well.
Yeah. Good. AG's not with us. Him and his family went scuba diving in the Missouri River. So that's West Virginia shit.
Yeah, I don't speak West Virginia business without AG. I don't even know what they do out there. but shout out to the kid, man. Shout out to AG. Shout out to his family, man. They trying to get some R&R over the next couple of weeks. So I shout out to AG and everybody in West Virginia. West Virginia politics is crazy. Shout out to AG.
West Virginia politics is crazy because it's still like 1864 up in that motherfucker. That's why.
Right. Yo, man. So let's get to it, bro. Let's get to it. I want to ask you about the breakdancing competition from the Olympics because people are going crazy on social media, man.
You want to know what's crazy? I wish you wouldn't ask me about it because it wasn't good to me. Did you like it? Did you think it was good? Did you find yourself like impressed?
I didn't even watch it.
Did you find yourself immersed in the moment?
Not at all. I didn't even watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch it? Did you see some highlights? Did you watch some?
This is all I saw. I saw this and was like, man, it bugging. I thought it was a joke when I saw her do this move right here, like the hidden tiger, crouching tiger, whatever move she's doing. I thought it was a joke. I didn't realize she was being serious, and she won. So I was bugging because of that. So I'm like,
I think that we need to. I mean, it is an element of hip hop, and so culturally speaking, we need to help fix this problem that's at hand. And so what I think needs to happen, see, I'm not sure. See, here's the problem when can you have a felony and perform in the Olympics? I'm just asking questions. Can you have a felony? Can you have an F? If you got an F, can you go to the Olympics? Because I think that might be the problem.
I think you can actually.
I didn't see Philly. I didn't see Biggie down, Baltimore. I didn't see no cats from there and there. Like you see cats from there and there. Chicago.
Cool.
LA. No.
It ain't like that. I'm telling you, they actually got her. They did a petition just to get her out of there. She's telling people to leave her alone. But she did that move. I thought it was a meme. I thought people were joking. I didn't realize she actually did this move. I'm like, what is that? That's not breakdancing. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Shabba, man. Shabba is trying to run his grave right now because of this nonsense, man. What are we doing? It's not even cultural appropriation, man. It's not even that. It's bigger than that. It's bigger. It's bigger than that.
Well, that's why I'm asking if you can actually like have some sort of record and make it, because it's like, I mean, real problem
Yeah,
was the talent wasn't there,
wasn't
and that's
there.
because most of the dudes and the ladies that do that well, they don't do it to do it on that type of stage for that type of accolade, and so
Oh,
it
they
kind of
don't.
fundamentally goes through against some of the things. Like, people understand, like, breakdancing used to be like a real battle thing to keep people who had problems with each other from, getting physical.
Right. My uncle used to break dance
Like,
against
yeah,
barrels. Yeah.
yeah. He'd be
He used to,
like, yo, this chick trying to date my chick Diane. We about to,
right, right. My brother used
yeah,
to, he'd be killing it too. And like the women used to go crazy. Light skinned dude, good hair, you know what I mean? Like brown eyes. Shout out to Danny
right.
Johnson.
I'll be sure looking
Yeah,
at.
I'll be sure type of dude. And he used to kill it. My mom used to like, yo, your uncle out there doing spin on his head again. Women going crazy. But it was
Right.
a battle. He used to battle. But this is not battling. This is crazy. But
I don't
cool,
know what this is.
but this is what they do in those other countries, though. I was in Japan in like 2000, and I remember Shorty. She started she was doing pop locking, and then she broke out into the robot, and I just politely turned around and walked up the dance floor. She was a pop lock and then went into like the robot. I'm like, yo, and this is I'm 20 years old, Timberland up, and she doing a pop lock to Hey Poppy from Jay. It was like, yo, how do you even do the pop lock in a robot to Hey Poppy? And she was killing it though. You know what I mean? So this is what they do over there, man. They love our culture. They do. They do.
No, I get it, but I mean, you know, culturally speaking, that's why we need more representation. It's like this: when the World Cup happens, well, Brazil and Argentina and Germany and Spain and Italy and those teams are going to be there, right? Because culturally, they're kind of like part of the fabric of, you know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So we need some actual representation. Bugs, what's up? But I don't know if, niggas is allowed to go. Because part of the thing about having an F is that you can't internationally,
Right. You
unless
can't
you
travel.
get like a judge. I believe it's been a minute since I had to research this. Thank God. But you have to get somebody to approve just for you to be able to leave if you got an F, and that's why I asked about it.
And they ain't gonna go through all that just to go breakdancing. they ain't doing that just to go with that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I can dance, I can break dance on a nigga in little 5 points, like right now, tonight.
Right.
Tonight.
Get more credit than that. Yeah. But
Some niggas don't want to be niggas in Paris, so
they
we
don't.
didn't have enough. We didn't have enough niggas in Paris. It's crazy.
That's crazy though. That is crazy. But shout out to Shorty, man. Like, I guess.
But you want to know what? I realized too, this is probably like how like white people feel like about like Tiger Woods taking over golf or Venus and Serena taking over tennis, or the fact that basketball was a sport that was created by a white guy for his white team.
Cool.
Kind of took over basketball too. Like I know a lot of quote unquote affluent white men who like don't watch basketball, but I think it's because of the fabric of it, not even because.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Cool.
these dudes, but yeah.
Yo, everybody got a petition on her to give the trophy back, but let her keep it, man. Shout out to Shorty. I hope she can continue to.
Hope she can dance in 4 years. You hope she can dance in 4 years.
I hope she can dance in 4 years. I hope she can continue to inspire us. That there's some foolery out there. Like, don't lose hope. I haven't lost hope. Don't lose hope.
Well, here's the other thing about it, and do say like you're right about this. Well, Tiger was actually great You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like if you're gonna take our shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, can it be great?
Do it at the highest level.
Right at that point, I do want you to Elvis Presley, Eminem me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look, I can't dance. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a dancer, so I'm not gonna judge her. I don't dance. I tried to dance back in the sixth grade.
You don't know how to that don't take much. I'm just
I that don't, but see, that inspired me because now I think I can really go out there and do that too. I'm inspired. I can't dance. Cool. The last time I tried to dance was in the sixth grade, and
look
Shorty
here.
walked away from me. She walked away from me. I was scorned. I was like, I would never dance again. Just like the song, I would never dance again.
I'm
I don't know,
no
I was-
I'm no Michael Jackson, but or James Brown or Chris Brown or even Bobby Brown. But
Bro. Yo, cool. You used to do the backhand in the 90s, didn't you? You used to, you used to do that shit.
I do a little something like, how about this? Like, I told you, me and my crew danced with Janet Jackson and her crew once. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I can gig, but I don't confuse myself either. It's like I'm not like that, but it's like, yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, that
That's
was
my
bad.
point at the end of the day.
That was bad. Like, if you look at it one more time, and we'll move on, but just look at that. Like, I don't even know what that is.
She
It's
don't
scary.
know what that is.
It's scary. I'm be honest. When I saw it, I was frightened. I was like, yo, I hope she's okay because it doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't seem right. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's crazy, man. But I wish her the best of luck. She inspired me, someone who doesn't know how to dance. She inspired me.
What does she inspire you to do exactly?
Be fearless. Fearless. You got to be fearless to get on a grand stage and do a move like that. Like
Okay. You sound like
yeah,
somebody's parent right now. Well, what I like about her is that she's fearless. It's like I asked you how talented this nigga was.
fearless. If I wasn't fearless, I would have tried to dance again back in the sixth grade. When I don't know what move I did, but
You need to
whenever I
talk to somebody
did,
about that. You
she
gotta
just
let
walked. She just walked away. I was like, damn, I ain't gonna do that no more. I ain't danced since then. That was sixth grade. I was like, what,
you
12
gotta
years old?
you gotta you gotta
11?
you gotta let it go. You need to talk to somebody about that maybe. I think it's time that you move past those moments in your life.
I need to. I need to.
Yeah,
Look,
you need to let it go.
how good the song is. Cool. I just doing this right the whole time. Yeah, that's a cool song. But now she's fearless. So now I'm
Hold on.
fearless.
You want to know what? The games are in LA in 4 years, correct?
Yes, it is. Yes,
Okay.
it is.
So we should be all right with our representation.
We should be. We should be. We should
Okay.
be. But there's gonna be some foolery going on. You're gonna see a bunch of others doing C-walk. I've seen it. I've seen on YouTube. I've seen some agents like 30 of them doing a C-walk. It's a challenge, a C-walk challenge. They're killing it too, though.
I mean, see, the real gangsters ain't gonna care about that because they're gonna look at that and they're gonna laugh.
Yeah, yeah,
But there's one in every family, so it's like you don't do shit like that in Cali because there's one in every family.
yeah. Absolutely,
There's one
absolutely.
in Cali
Absolutely.
case, usually 2, 3, 4.
Without a doubt, without a doubt, without a doubt. Shout out to Cali. Speaking of Cali, Nipsey, birthday today. Bittersweet, man. Bittersweet. I was listening to the joint today, man. I was listening to Victory Lap today, and I was like, yo, Nip was on his way, man. Like if this was the momentum. He was like really about to hit that stride. And unfortunate circumstances, don't want to relive that, but unfortunate circumstances, man, just put an end to that, bro. Like, what are your thoughts, man? How do you feel about the Nipsey legacy?
I love Nip. Victory Lap came out the same year as Daytona, and everybody that knows me knows I'm a big Pusha T fan, and I had a sincere conflict all year long, essentially, deciding whether if Daytona was better than Victory Lap. Victory Lap, in my opinion, is one of the 10 greatest projects of the last 10 years in rap, in my opinion. I have Daytona on that list as well. I just listened to Victory Lap last week too, Sean. It's in the end, man. Like part of the reason why I was debating whether it was better than Daytona. Well, it's almost double the length of Daytona, and it's just as good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of ways, you could say better. I'm
Mm-hmm.
probably more of a Pusha T fan, but I usually tend to sit those albums right next to each other. And so Victory Lap is a classic. And he has dope projects before. And so what makes it so sad is that like it was just really, really about to happen for him.
Right. He was ramping up.
It happened right when we were getting the best version of him, business wise, music making wise, verse wise, album wise, connections wise. It's so that's the sad part about the moment. And I'm not saying this to take shade or take a jab at somebody else. Oh no, he was about to be the king of the coast. Like it was like that. It wasn't about to be like
yeah.
That's the part of it that people don't understand is that no, he was about to be that guy, as in like the guys that came before him that had that title or name, Snoop, Ice Cube, Tupac, Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the guys that wear that crown, like you know what I'm saying, like you're in rare company when you can wear that crown in Cali. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Short dog for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So that's rare air he was about to step into that he never got a chance to step into, and that's the sad part.
Sad part, because he was getting support. He was getting a lot of support from.
It was happening. You felt the momentum. Like if you follow an artist, you watch not only musically how they change and how they grow, but you watch how the momentum changes too. And the momentum for Victory Lap was different than the momentum of his previous projects.
It was. You're right. And that's when I took notice. I took notice when Victory Lap came out because I saw the energy behind it. I saw the ramp up, everything leading up to it. It was like, okay, this guy about to be out of here. Like the way they're building him up at this point, the way they're supporting him, he's about to be out of here. And I got that from Victory Lap.
He was a better rapper too. That's what I mean. Like it was very life after death, like in the sense that it's like what he left us with was his best mic performance.
Yeah, very deep introspection. Everything, all the other boxes were checked on that album.
What I like about it, and this is the part that people miss, it's very like Thug Motivation 101 like to me.
I can see that. Good point. Great
it's
point.
Very much like Thug Motivation 101, except for at the time that Nip is doing Victory Lap versus the time Jeezy was doing 101. Well, Nip had learned so much more of the game because he had been around the game so much and soaked the game so much and been independent for so long that the talk on Victory Lap is very street oriented, but it's almost like a hustler's handbook guide to business to navigate through like the rap, entertainment, entrepreneurial world in the streets and in the business world. And that's what I like about the album. It is in a lot of ways, it's a street dude's business class in a sense,
Yeah.
Like, I mean business, like in terms of like how to make whatever your hustle is work for you.
Right.
And
From a Cali perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it is motivational to the streets that you can make it happen very much like Thug Motivation 101. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it has that feel that a classic needs to have to be a classic. Like it feels like a classic. That's why I tell people like a collection of great songs on one record doesn't necessarily make a classic.
No doubt.
Because it's gotta feel that way.
No doubt.
You can have a bunch of dope records and not have a classic album.
That's fair.
Because if it don't feel that way, it's got to have a feeling, and Victory Lap's got a feeling to it that's like, yeah, it's beautiful. It's a moment, and yeah, we lost a good one. And also too, it's mostly a solo mission. Nip was a dope solo artist. Like he could make a classic rap album with very minimal help, like as far as on the mic. And so
exactly. The fact that he had the West Coast behind him in my opinion, was like one of the most important things, because it was that camaraderie. They knew he was the next one coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for an artist like that. Someone who's from the hood, from the street, selling records at the back, at the back trunk, right? And now he was on that way. He was on his way.
I mean, he's he's such a legend even in Cali that it's like, you understand, like Game done told his Nipsey story about how Nipsey rolled up to him. You know, Game really gave Nip his first good look. Like, I mean, think about how many times we just heard Game in the last 2-3 years, like, remind us of that.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so a lot of people are like, well, it's clout chasing, but it's also like, well, Nip really had it like that he made an impression upon Game when Game was at, you know, his pinnacle and his peak. And like musically and like streetwise, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I like the motivation one. I like the motivation comparison. I like that more than Life After Death. I think that the motivation comparison is spot on because of what Jeezy did for Atlanta during that time when it was needed. And I think if you think about Nipsey, when he came through with this one, I think it was during a time where it was a bridge because K-Dot was ramping up. You had, Game, for the lack of better words, on the back half, really. His momentum had already like slowed down a great deal. So Game was already kind of solidified at that time. Right. That's who he, Snoop solidified. That's who he is. Yeah. I think this is more in line to your point of the motivation than anything else. But rest in peace to the legend, man. Rest in peace to the legend. Still, from what my guys in Cali always say, they still mourn to this day, man, just because they think about what could have been. What could have been, not just for him, but just everything around him, not just music, but just influence, culture, all of those things. Like what could have been.
Lost another one, Sean. You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately. It appears to be part of unfortunately it appears to be part of what comes with this this part of the sport and the entertainment, you know what I'm saying? And really, at the end of the day, him not being here is just really because people wasn't happy about his success in the neighborhood, and that's sad.
No doubt.
Like whatever happened before, it's like, man, like let that shit go. Like he's good for your community.
It's crazy, man. Those are the ones though, man. They don't want to see that.
Yeah, like for real, like people really don't want to see like that. Like we all talk that talk, man, but when it be time to like live it. Very few of us.
No, very few. Mad Max a trip. Mad Max in the comment. It's like the third week in a row. Mad Max is bugging out.
Oh man, Mad Max.
Yo, but let's keep it in the West, man. Let's go to Dre. I told you last week, man. Dre was cooking up something, man, and now he made the announcement on an interview recently that he's about done with Missionary, with Snoop. So they got about 11 tracks that he already mastered. They got 16 total. He wanted to have at least 14 or 11. So he wanted to have 14, but he said Snoop wanted to have 16. But he's 11 deep mastered. They're trying to have it done by November.
First of all, he said mixed, not mastered. Let's get that clear.
He got it cool. He said November. He said drop in November.
First of all, a mix down for a Dr. Dre song might take 2 months.
Yo,
he said it needs to be turned in by September 1st to be out by November 1st. Is that what he said, right?
He said. That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Hey, look here. If he says so, okay. Track record says, I'll see you in April.
Yo,
Track record says, I'll see you next spring. When it starts to get hot again, we're going to go through a fall. We're going to go through a winter. Then I'll see you in the spring. That's what his track record says. But if he's saying it, okay. Much like when he says, "It's some of the best stuff I've made."
That's what he said.
That's
what he said. That's what he said. He got a joint on there with Sting. I don't know how I feel about that, but
Sting the wrestler or the artist? Who's on there? Is it like a Griselda track? Tell me it's a Griselda track.
No, man, Sting the artist. He was bragging about that. He said, "Yo, we got Sting on the track.
Okay,
They got
let's
50."
just see. Here's the problem that when he says, "Well, this is some of my best stuff."
Yeah.
You're the executive producer for the Chronic and Doggy Style. No, it's not. No, it's not some of your
That's what
best
he
stuff.
said. Cool.
No, it's not.
In
But
2001.
I'm telling you
In
that
2001.
it is not. It's not.
Cool. That's what he said. And you did the interview with the Glove. Are those same people in the studio with him for Missionary?
You know what? I should maybe reach out to Glove and see like if he's actually been part of the process.
Yeah. You got to reach out, because if he has the same formula or some of the people that was part of that formula, then maybe the sound is updated. Maybe this, you know what you're going to get from Dre sound wise. It's going to be crisp. It's going to be sharp. But I'm just curious on what direction they're going with this. I don't want to hear a song with Snoop and Sting. I'll be honest with you. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear singing on a hook on a Missionary album. I don't want to hear that. Paul. That would be crazy.
I mean, he made. So this is what I mean. So when he's saying it's some of my best stuff, really because of the best stuff that he's made and that he's been involved in, it's hard to classify like what that means. That's what I'm saying. So when he's saying some of my best stuff, do you mean like the Chronic Doggy Style, Straight Outta Compton, or do you mean like
the aftermath? Remember the joint?
I was actually gonna say like, or do you mean like do you mean like The Firm, or the documentary, or even Get Rich or Die Trying? It's like, what exactly would you qualify
right
as some of your best stuff, and where does it fit into that? Because no one can do it better by the DOC. He did a whole album for Compton's. He did Compton's Most Wanted best album in my opinion, like the entire album.
He did.
Yeah, so it's like, in terms of your best stuff, it's like, well, we have about 10, 11, 12, Murder Was the Case soundtrack. We have like literally about 10, 11, 12 albums from you that we can go to and be like, man, this is some of his best stuff on here. So because of that, when you're saying some of your best stuff, are we talking like the very, very top, which would be Doggy Style, The Chronic, Straight Outta Compton? Like, are we talking about like you got some stuff like that on there song-wise and cultural impact-wise? Or are we talking more like, the documentary? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, is this 2001? Because a lot of people like 2001 more than The Chronic. You could put 2001 up there.
2001 was a moment. Yeah, 2001.
Yeah. You talking No One Can Do It Better in the documentary? Are you talking like that kind of good? Or are you talking like Chronic Doggy Style 2001 good? Like, what kind of good are you talking about?
He also just did Casablanca.
Very vague intentionally.
I don't think it's intentional, Cool. I think you really mean it. I think he's in a groove. He just did Casablanca, which was a phenomenal project with Marsha.
Casablanca's a banger. Special.
Absolutely. So
R&B album of the year so far.
Easily. So he's in a groove. I don't think it's too far-fetched for him. I want to understand the recipe right now. Like Mad Max with the super chat said, naming your LP Missionary is wild. I get the theme. It is kind of wild, but it's a follow-up. They're also saying this is the follow-up to Doggy Style. So now you put added pressure on that. Because would you consider Doggy Style a top 10, top 20 album of all time, rap album of all time?
Top 5 to me.
Damn. You got a top 5?
Illmatic.
There's no skips on that album to me.
Illmatic, Cuban Links, It Takes a Nation of Millions, and then I would argue between Paid in Full or Doggy Style.
Damn.
So 4 or 5. Yeah, Doggy Style's like that.
Doggy Style
is like that. Like, I don't care what anybody.
5 is high for me, but
it checks every. It checks every.
It does.
Single box.
It does.
That a classic rap album could touch. Like, it's not even like it and very much might be the only classic rap album in that regard. That it's like, oh no, name a box. It checks the box.
It does.
You want impact. You want culture. You want a movement. It literally gets perfect scores. You want a mic performance. It's actually one of the best, because you want to know why? Because it's not the best mic performance ever recorded on rap, but it's the most memorable mic performance ever because everybody knows the words to these songs.
Everybody.
Everybody knows the words to these
And
songs that are on Doggy Style.
no matter where you are, who you from, where you from, you know the words, skits and all.
Yes.
Everything checks. Everything is perfectly balanced on Doggy Style.
You want hit records? Well, we got Gin and Juice. We got What's My Name? We got Doggy Dog World.
Yeah.
You want street anthems? We got Ain't No Fun and Serial Killer.
Yeah.
And Murder Was the Case. You just want some rap shit? We got the Shiznit and Lottie Dottie. Like, what is it that you want? This album has everything.
Everything.
Has everything. That's why it's the top 5 album. I don't care. Paul Dixon, the lyrics are not weak, or everybody wouldn't be singing the fucking words to them like they have since 1993. Don't know what you're talking about.
Yo,
don't know what you're talking about.
That is crazy, Paul. Yo, Jazz, Sting is a legend, but I don't want to hear more Missionary. That's for his legacy. I'm not saying that the wild on Sting. I'm just saying I don't want to hear Sting on the Missionary album. Pause.
Doggy Style. Doggy Style is a first play classic, as in like it is one of those type of classics that it is classic the first time you hear it. It's like, oh, this is that shit.
And look, that's why.
The pressure was on him, and he made that album. That's part of why I had it top 5 too. Yeah. This is on the heels of The Chronic. When The Chronic came out, people thought that The Chronic might be the best rap album ever. How did he follow up what a lot of people thought was the best rap album ever? Right. This is 1992, 93. Like, there is no Illmatic or Reasonable Doubt.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? There's no Life After Death. There's no Purple Tape. There's no It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Like, there's no Moment of Truth. There's no Enter the Wu-Tang yet. I mean, kind of. You know what I'm saying? No, there is no Enter the Wu-Tang yet. Yeah, like, there's none of that shit. There's no Ready to Die.
No.
He's only fighting a few albums that have the best rap album of all time. And this is how the dude that really wrote that album and was really the star and the come-out star of that album, this is the follow-up. It's one of the best feats in rap history, too. Ain't nobody ever been under that type of pressure and made an album like that.
He created a whole new diction for hip-hop.
There used to be this white boy in my 7th grade class, like the last class day. I don't even remember what class it was, but every day he would be in the back of the class. This is in 7th grade. He'd be like, "Yo, Coop." I'd be like, "What, motherfucker?" He'd be like, "I got 5 on a 20 set." I'd be like, "Oh, this punk ass white boy."
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, he had
but it was like that. It was like that.
It was like that. You had to respect it. What Big say? I'm trying to sell records like Snoop. Oops. Like, everyone acknowledged it. Everyone acknowledged it, man.
I mean, what he did with The Chronic and Doggy Style, like back to back, is like as far as on the mic,
yeah,
in terms of like memorable like rap songs, just for like for that moment in time, it's the best moment in time any rapper's ever had. That's what I'm saying. Like, no rapper has had a Chronic and Doggy Style type of moment, like in like a 20-month period of time of making 2 albums like that. Like, no.
Not at all. The carryover for Doggy Style was crazy because the carryover went all the way up to 96. It was the carryover from year to year for that album. It was crazy. It was massive. It changed a lot of things. G-Funk era. It was the height of the West Coast. You know, West Coast had no lock at that time. We got to keep it above.
They had Ice Cube, Tupac, Snoop Dogg, and Dr. Dre. Like, yeah, lock and key.
Lock and key. Straight up. Got to give respect and love where it's needed. I just hope that. Yeah.
So, Sean, realistically, what do you think this project is about to be? Because if it's some of Dr. Dre's best stuff, that makes it album of the year pretty easily. That's what I'm saying. If Dr. Dre is saying this is some of my best stuff, think about what we've heard this year. It's like, oh, well, that's album of the year. Because he's literally made probably 11 or 12 albums that are easily better than everything that we've heard this year.
Yeah.
So if this is in that realm of music in terms of his production, his executive production, notice he said team of people involved.
Yes.
So if that's the case, it's album of the year, right? If it hits his level, if it hits his mark, That's what I'm saying. Like, think about this. Like, his back end classics at this stage is in like might be outside of his top 5 is stuff like Niggas for Life, the documentary. You know what I'm saying? No one can do it better. That might be out of his top 5 of like his executive production and production job.
Right.
So it's like when those aren't in your top 5, maybe. Like, I don't think, like, as much as I love the documentary, you think that's a top 5 Dr. Dre executive produced album?
I think it's knocking on that door.
It's knocking on the door, but is it inside the house? Somebody
it's on the outside looking in the window. Yeah.
Definitely window shopping.
And it's an amazing.
Definitely wants to sit down and have dinner with the family.
Absolutely.
Smell the
documentary is
amazing. Yeah, but is it better than Straight Outta Compton?
No.
Get Rich or Die Trying?
No.
Chronic Doggy Style?
No.
You think it's better than Niggas for Life? You think it's better than Niggas for Life?
With Get Rich or Die Trying. Slap box with him for a little while.
You think Niggas for Life is? You think it's better than Niggas for Life?
For me, yes. Personally, for me.
Okay.
For me,
think it's better than 2001?
No.
Okay, so he's out the 5. That's what I'm saying.
No. 2001 was special.
He's out the 5. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, no, it might be right there. Might be your 6, might be your 7, but like, yeah, not. And so when you have a rap album like that, like outside of your top 5, and you're saying it's some of your best stuff, it's like, oh, the documentary would be the runaway album of the year this year.
That easy.
No one can do it better. By the DLC would be the runaway rap album this year. Niggas for Life would be the runaway. If that's outside your top 5, you get what I'm saying?
That's what he's saying.
Okay.
We know Snoop can still rap. We know that.
Okay, so Paul Dixon is in the chat saying Victory Lap is better than Doggy Style, and we would have to block you on Nip's birthday.
Oh, where you from? Put where you from.
Like Victory Lap, and Victory Lap. Not, don't do that. Don't do that when you're showing Nip love.
Don't do that.
Tact. Show some class. Have some grace.
Yeah.
Get your act together.
Where you from, Paul? Don't do that. No, I cool. We know Snoop can still rap. We know he has it in him, right? We know Drake is still one of the best producers of all time. We know that. It's just a matter of, can they catch lightning in a bottle again? Straight up. To me, Chronic and Doggy Style is like catching lightning in the bottle. You can't duplicate that. You really can't. You can't duplicate that. You can't have an offspring to that. And again, I think that's why part of that is the reason why they never attempted, because that's a
hard pull up. It's a hard thing to pull off.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Hey, more power to him. I'm hoping that it's everything that he says that it is, and nothing like I'm thinking that it's gonna be.
Yeah. I don't like you said that, but I get it. I
think you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because when you were, and we can slide after this to the next topic, but when you were them, like when you were these two guys, your biggest challenge is you and what you've done.
Facts.
Specifically as it relates to you two.
Facts.
Like, this is rap's biggest and most favorite dynamic duo. The only reason that this duo is not the best duo is because we don't have enough material. Yeah. But the material we do have is better than everybody else's material. And
you're right, Cool. And you know what?
And that includes Ray and Ghost. That includes Kissing Styles. That includes Meth and Red. It's like, no, Snoop and Dre's best stuff as a duo beats everybody else's best stuff.
Everybody.
Yeah. All of yous. I'm talking to all of yous.
You can't drop an album that's a lesser pedigree than what Common just did with Pete and what L is about to do with Tip. If you are a Snoop and Dre.
If they make an album like The Auditorium, it's going to be hell to pay in these streets.
It can't be that.
That's what I'm saying. They can't make an album like that. I don't think so.
It can't be that. It can't be that.
No,
it'd be a good look for someone.
Better not be that.
Cloth. No, yeah, it can't be. It can't be.
Better not be that. That's what I'm saying. So where do we have the auditorium on our album of the year? That's what I'm saying. So like right now I'm looking at it. If this album's coming out this year, okay, that's your album of the year. Like I give J. Cole a pass about Dre and Snoop making something that's Dre and Snoop level, because Dre and Snoop's, 80%. It's better than 98% of y'all.
Yeah. When they're locked in, when they're
That's what I mean.
Based on what we got from them. Based on what we got from them.
Yeah.
Now my preference will always be on the bill for Cuban Link. You know what I mean? Ray and Ghost all day for me. But if I can speak objectively, it would be what these guys constructed in Chronic and Doggy Style.
Here's, and I would agree with you. So even for what I'm saying about Dre and Snoop and the Chronic and Doggy Style, I think the Purple Tape is better than the Chronic and Doggy Style. That's just me personally. Yeah. I think it's a half step. I think it's a half step better than Doggy Style. I think it's about a step better than the Chronic. And I actually think that the difference is actually about the production, but that's because I think Purple Tape might be the best production job ever. Absolutely. Like, just talking about beats on an album in a vacuum, and like the sequence in which those beats play, and how he sews shit together on there, and the skits and where the skits are placed, and that production wise, as far as beats and executive production and sequencing of an album that producers are usually responsible for. Like I think it might be Rap's manifesto, and that's part of why I hold RZA so high. But here's the thing about the Chronic and Doggy Style: the Purple Tape only cancels out one of those. It doesn't cancel out two, because what Dre and Snoop essentially have is two West Coast Purple Tapes on their hand. That's what the Chronic and Doggy Style are. They're that collaborative effort. That's what I'm saying. So Iron Man is not Iron Man. No, I love Iron Man.
The cover alone wins. The cover alone wins. Cool.
I love the cover. It might be my favorite Wu-Tang solo artist.
The cover alone wins for me, man.
Okay, I know you're a Ghost fan, but I'm gonna have to hit you with some hard truths today. When we're talking about the Chronic and Doggy Style and the Purple Tape, Iron Man is not in that conversation of classic rap albums. It's not in that combo. That's in Illmatic. It Takes a Nation of Millions, like Paid in Full. That's that type of combo. Enter the Wu-Tang type of combo. It's not Iron Man's not in that conversation. Supreme's closer to being in that conversation than Iron Man is, I think, for a lot of people. Even though I actually prefer a lot of the songs on Iron Man to the songs on Supreme, but that's another convo for another day.
Oh my goodness, I love Iron Man. Good grief.
No, Iron Man's brilliant. Phenomenal piece of Iron Maiden's one of my favorite Wu-Tang joints ever.
Man, boxing hand.
Yeah. Yo. Iron Maiden's better than Knuckleheads to me. Like I think actually
I don't know, man. I love Knuckleheads though. Knuckleheads go crazy, man. That beat
Knuckleheads feels better on the Purple Tape, but Iron Maiden's a better record to me.
Man, that beat, man, it's crazy. Iron Man, Jess and Iron Man over Supreme Clientele. I got them neck and neck, balls, Jed. I got Iron Man, Supreme Clientele neck and neck for me. Iran said Iron Man is better than Doggy Style and Chronic to me. Hey, you ain't hurt my feelings with that. Andre said Fish Scale is the best. Nah.
Fish Scale's for me, I think I have Fish Scale 3 or 4.
I have about 3 or 4.
Yeah, depending on, like some days I listen to Bulletproof Wallets and I'm like, man.
If it didn't get leaked, cool, Bulletproof Wallets would have been right there beside Supreme Clientele. Yeah. If it the original Bulletproof Wallets.
The original that has the original watch with Method Man, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, original.
And with him and Slick Rick.
Yeah, Bulletproof Wallets. Oh, you want to know what my shit is while we're doing like this Ray and Ghost like dig right quick? You remember Frozen with Ray and Rick on Rick's second album? Yep. I mean, not on Rick's second album, on the Art of Storytelling album.
Yes.
Oh man, I love Frozen, man.
Well, we should have got more Rick and Ray and Ghost
because Slick Rick and Raekwon going back and forth. That shit was special.
Yo,
it was special.
Listen, go back and listen to the son that should have been on Bulletproof Wallets with Rick.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. There's about 4 or 5 joints that I heard that didn't make Bulletproof. They didn't get the sample clearance.
Yeah.
Flowers. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Flowers original version. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It might be in the Supreme conversation had he been able to keep those tracks.
Bro. If they would have kept the original format without the leaks and not the clearances, he would have been 3 for 3. 3 for 3.
I mean, I think he's still 3 for 3. Bulletproof is still a very, very strong rap album.
Still one of those. Don't get it twisted. Still one of those.
Yeah, Bulletproof is part of the Legend of Ghost. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Bulletproof is still like that.
That's when he leapfrogged Raekwon to me.
I agree.
That's when he leapfrogged the entire clan as an individual.
I was about to say, I mean, if we really want to call it what it is, he leapfrogged about 95% of the game on some rap shit.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that he sounded better than Ray. It's that well, think about where Ray was in relationship to everybody else, and then that lets you know kind of like the level that Ghost was operating on. Like he did kind of. How about this? He has, of all the Wu-Tang members, he has the longest run of actually existing on that Nas, Big, and J level in the minds of East Coast cats about how he produced and how he flowed and how great did it sound.
Yeah, because he got better. He got better each time.
Yeah.
Everyone else was kind of fizzing out by they saw him out, they were fizzing out a little bit.
Yeah, like his comeuppance, is one of the best unsung told stories in like rap.
It really is.
Because I mean, this guy on their classic debut, at best he's 6th on the totem pole, and he ends up being the guy. By the second round, by most people's objective hip hop measures, he's the guy now. It's like Meth is still the star of the group even to this day, but Ghost is the man now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, Paul just asked about Killer Army. Paul, you don't want to get me started on Killer Army.
What, Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars?
Oh, man. And Dirty Weaponry. 2 years in a
I like Dirty Weaponry better than Silent Weapons for Quiet
Wars. Love Dirty Weaponry. I would listen to Dirty Weaponry like 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I listened to Dirty Weaponry. Going crazy. Holocaust on there, going crazy. Don't get me started.
Bobby Digital. Man. Yeah, I remember Bobby Digital. My Lovin' is Digi.
I love it. Yeah.
Domestic violence.
Holocaust.
That was hilarious. Kiss of the Black Widow with ODB.
Yeah.
ODB is wild on there.
ODB is wild on that joint. That was the first CD I bought fresh out of boot camp. Not the end of '98. That joint came out. It came out like a week before Method Man to Cal 2.0, didn't it? Like T2 Judgment Day came out.
Yeah, because NYC, because Meth is on NYC everything. He got Hip Hop Quotable in the source for that.
He did, man. Don't get me on this path, man. Nobody get me.
This was about Dre and Snoop anyway, because Dre and Snoop are the best duo. We ended up on this purple tape dive because I said, well, they got 2 purple tapes because they do, and Iron Man is not the purple. So,
hey, man, we debate that later on. We got to do that show. I'm not going to say it on live, but we need to get that show going. That mashup. We'll talk about it offline. I want to throw it out there because
right.
Yeah,
I hope that it's everything that he's saying that it is, though. Because if it's what he says it is, it's the album of the year. So
expectations, bro. We'll see
what he do with it.
Yeah. So Tyler, man, shocked me with his new interview that he just came out with Maverick Carter, and really caught me off guard, to be quite honest, because Tyler was actually talking about the way hip hop is today, and for the musician, it's like he pretty much summed it up by saying everyone sounds alike right now. It's like the Spider-Man meme. The sound is the same. No one takes it seriously anymore. They're doing it for clout. They're doing it for money. And he's saying the artistry for rappers today is not there. And he said a lot of stuff. He was spitting, man. And I know you had a chance I sent it to you earlier to listen through it. But I was very surprised that it was coming from him because of what he's done early in his career. And sometimes throughout his career, with some of the antics that he's played, some of the weird things that he's done. Very creative guy. I mean, Tyler the Creator, very creative guy. But hearing him talk like this through the lens of a musician, I was shocked, man, because I agree with everything he said. What about you, bro?
It's probably the point that we realize that Tyler's been around. for a long time now, and he actually is starting to ascend into a elder statesman type role, Sean, and he may not even be realizing it. But you know what he's talking like? He's talking like a grown ass man that was raised in a different rap climate and that got into rap for different reasons. And so there is some get off my lawn that's coming out of this interview. And I think that's why it's striking you that it's coming from Tyler, because we're not necessarily expecting this type of rhetoric to be espoused by him. And so that's why it's like kind of like fascinating and shocking. It's like, oh, you feel this way? Because like you and I talked about behind the scenes, well, in a lot of ways, he's part of some of these waves and trends that have ushered this era in with some of the things that he's said, done, music that he's made, album titles, you know, like I mean, you know, I made a joke that he said and done some things that have made De La Soul look like NWA. So it's like when he comes with the get off my lawn stance, it's like then you realize it's like, oh no, like this guy's been around since 2009?
2008, 2009, yeah.
2008, 2009. Well, that's 2024. You know, that means he's been in the league 15, 16 years, and he's talking like somebody that's been in the league 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that, well, you know, when I first came into the league, we could hand check.
Right.
So if Mike got 30, his 30 harder than LeBron's 30. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. That's how it comes off, like in a vacuum. But I do find his points to be accurate in a lot of ways too.
Yeah.
Like it's not that he's wrong. I think we're surprised that it's coming from him. It feels like it's kind of coming out of left field. We weren't expecting this type of conversation and dialogue from Tyler. But I mean, how old is Tyler now? Tyler's like in his mid-30s.
He got to be close to his mid-30s. He got to be.
So Tyler, I'd like to welcome you to the land. Fuck these kids. You know, he was talking about. He was like, man, I hate these fucking kids. I was like, he sounds like me. You're tired of these punk ass kids.
But cool, he was
these punk ass kids.
One of them.
He went crazy on the kids.
He did, but he was one. Like Mad Max got a great point here because I was thinking the same thing. Mad Max.
Mad Max don't make great points, but keep going.
This is a good point because I actually thought about this earlier when I listened to it. Mad Max said Tyler is really no different from the guys he criticizing though. He watered the game, so he's to blame. I don't want to hear that BS from him.
Well, dead clock is right twice a day, so Mad Max actually has a point.
He got a point. But cool, that's why I was shocked by what Tyler was saying because, okay, let's be honest. What he's saying is not earth-shattering. It's not like groundbreaking.
No, it's not groundbreaking. No,
it's not groundbreaking. We've seen this before. Like, remember when Wu came out? You know, people started biting. You know, other rappers were biting Wu style. You know what I mean? The sound. You know, the monikers. And Wu was one of the first groups that had all these different names and monikers on the back of their albums, right? Yeah. They bit that, you know what I mean? They bit the whole slang, the whole, you know, talking, you know, crazy that no one knows what they're talking about. And other rappers were doing the same thing. You know, Frank Wright, the praying mantis. You know what I mean? Like, that's from the Wu tree. So this is not something that's just happened. This has been going on for years in hip hop.
Yeah,
Jay,
I mean,
your boy Jay-Z. He used to have the Iggity flow. Mad Max boy, the Iggity flow. Jay used to rap like the Fushnikins. And then
I was actually thinking about the fact that it's like, you know, when Nas is talking on Last Real Nigga Alive, when he says, but I borrow from both them niggas. Well, I always thought the Nas Escobar shit came from being around, being close to Ray, and then thereby being close to Ray, being close to Ghost. And, you know, he's in the room during the Purple Tape at some point. You know what I'm saying? And the Purple Tape is really the one that started those mafioso names and monikers and like all that. So Nas was there for that. You know what I'm saying? So when he said I borrowed, so when I'm looking at the Nas Escobar persona, it's like, no, that's how big the influence was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was. Because Jay was...
Even when Jay used to call Jigga, when I first heard Jay say Jigga Jay-Z, I was like, that's that Wu shit.
Yeah.
Because he never called himself Jigga. Like, when?
Nah, it was all of that. He was getting all of that. So they were all switching everything up because you had to switch up. You had to, it started with Wu, then it got even more heightened when Nas came through with Illmatic. Everyone had to go back to the lab and say, look, we not writing like this anymore. We can't write like this anymore. We had to change it up. And that's including some of the greats. That's including Jay. As great as Jay is today, he had to switch it up. He had to switch it up for that.
You want to know what it had? You know, to me, I can tell that he was listening to the Let the Rhythm Hit Him when he made Illmatic. Like he just was. Because he's killing you softly very much the way Rakim is killing you on Let the Rhythm Hit Him. It's just that he updated it a little bit, and it was his debut album as opposed to Rakim's third album, so the impact was there. Because he's just killing you softly. That's where he really changed the game. It's like he got, like, niggas was yelling on the mic a whole lot before Illmatic.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And there was like a lot of chances back and forth. It's like, yeah. He likes it's like smoothing out the topping on a cake. It's like no, he smoothed the cake out. You know what I'm saying?
He did. You're right. It was a lot of chants. It was going crazy back then. Wearing high tech boots, talking crazy.
Just wearing high tech boots is doing too much, in my opinion. It's doing too much.
Yeah, I used to kill my high tech.
What are you doing with those? Like you just like the sole purpose is to either walk in snow or stomp a nigga out. It's like it's very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable.
Used to put the pants leg inside the high tech boot, man. That was a joint.
Or when you used to roll one leg up.
Oh man, they'll get me started on that, bro. Get me started.
We've survived wars.
Yeah,
fashion wars.
Oh yeah. I come from the fashion.
We should be bombed on for some of the stuff that we wore growing up. That's why I never like. That's why even though I can't stand these punk ass kids, I never like get on them about their fashion. It's like no, it's like we were awful. We were terrible. We were terrible. Yeah, we were terrible example setters. Terrible example setters.
For real, that is true.
Think about it. We used to wear iceberg sweaters, like literal big ass fluffy cotton lint coming off of it every time you walk, or wind blow on it. Ass sweaters with Snoopy on it.
Yep.
Or Ziggy or Charlie Brown.
Bart Simpson joint, the black Bart Simpson shirts.
Yeah.
Nasty.
That's nasty word. That's nasty.
And you couldn't tell me nothing when I had the black.
And think about this, like, if you could get one from the low for a boost from like $300-400, that was a lick. That was a lick to get those sweaters for $300-400.
Yes. You had status. You get them joints, you got status.
Yeah. I mean, you either had a bright future, good parents, or you were selling weight.
Yeah. I used to sneak out the house with them joints, put in my book bag, get to the bus stop. My mom didn't even know I had them joints. Some joints stashed. And please let me find it.
She would have started asking you for money if she would have known that you had them.
Yes.
Like, you have money to buy this. Tell you what you're about to do. Here's this power bill, nigga.
And please, when I found the remember the African medallion, the Lion of Judah, the necklace joint by like that big on your neck. When I had that joint.
You had the Malcolm X jump off? That's what I call it. I call it the Malcolm X jump off.
Yeah, I did have that joint. Yeah, crazy. My mother was
Afro picking your hair nappy as hell. Yeah, all that.
I'm speaking knowledge born, like, yo, what's good, God? I mean, I don't even know my mathematics. What's today's mathematics? It was a crazy time. It was a crazy time for all of us. Yeah, shout out to New York, man. But yo, real talk though, Tyler, I dig it. Let's see how far he goes with this though, because I think this is going to open the floodgates for different conversations. Because he didn't say no names, Coop. He didn't say no names.
I don't want him to go any further. I mean, it's a lot of shots at a lot of people too. I was wondering, it's like, are you the next rapper to catch a diss in this new diss, which is really an old diss climate? It's like people understand like this, like big diss moments in rap kind of work like the news cycle in the sense that it's like every 5 to 7 years, it's like we kind of have to do this. Like it's healthy. Like it's like that shit that it's that shit that like Clemenza said, like in The Godfather, when he's like, no, he's like, we got to do this every 10 years or so. It, helps get out all the bad blood. It helps kind of like keep the motion of what really everything is going on in the big picture, like still going. Like beef and rap kind of works the same way. So it's like, who pulling up on Tyler about saying this? Because I mean, I thought it's like, okay, he's talking about Kodak, he's talking about Yachty, he's talking about Migos, he's talking about Future, he's talking about Thug, Gunna, Lil Baby, 21. Like, who he talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Because
and that kind of brings me to the point when he says that there does feel like there's some I don't know what the correct word is. It's just like it feels like it's attacking the South a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
if South fit that nomenclature.
But hold on. Listen to what I'm about to say. And you just brought it up, and you say it all the time. When I was Timberland out, well, when every New York nigga was wearing hoodies and Timbs, you know what I'm saying? Don't act like you didn't have a champion hoodie with your Timberlands. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. You either had a polo hoodie or you had your champion hoodie with your Timberlands.
Absolutely.
When everybody in New York was dressing that way, nobody pulled up from Cali, because that's where Tyler's from, and was like, oh, well, you know, all them niggas dressed the same. And so it does kind of feel like, that's what I mean. It's got some get off my lawn to it.
It does. It does.
Right. When Snoop, we just bought up Doggy Style. Snoop had everybody wearing khakis with a flannel jacket. Some fucking Taylors and some Dickies.
He had cats wearing.
Y'all didn't even know what Dickie was till Doggy Style came out.
Not at all. And Converse, low top Converse.
Didn't know anything about this life.
Yeah. I wasn't going to go that far with it, but cats were wearing.
But when these things happen in those areas, like these types of things don't get said, so it sounds like it's a little come off my lawnish. You know what I'm saying? Get off my lawnish. Yeah. Yeah,
it is. It is. And again, I agree with him. I agree with everything he said. He was cooking. Again, let's see what happens.
But what is he cooking though, Sean? That's what I'm saying. Is it's like, well, you saying this.
He's calling the obvious. He's calling out the obvious.
And you want to know what it is? This is the type of conversation that you usually have within your creative friend circle when you're a creative that never really makes it to the light of day. Like, he did kind of come and have that artist level conversation. Like when you're a creator, like the way that he's a creator. That's why his name's Tyler, the Creator.
Yep.
When you like do what he does at the level that he does, artistically, the way that he does, it's like you have a set and a circle of people usually. And these are the types of conversations and dialogues that you usually have with them. It's like these punk motherfuckers is all just a Spider-Man meme out here. You know what I'm saying? It usually doesn't happen, you know, on this level in terms of these types of conversations. Right. Because he has them, like all artists have them. You know what I'm saying? Like you and I, through some of our connections, have heard some things where it's like, oh, it's like that nigga really said that. And then you think about the artist, it's like, yeah, he did. It's coming from a direct source. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So that's why I want to see what happens next. Like, what is the next step to this? Like, you got this interview out. You got music coming. You got this coming. He apologized to M. You know, he's on like a little run right now. So let's see what the next phase of this looks like. Because you can't come back and drop some trash after you said all of this. You need to drop something that makes sense. So we'll see, Tyler. And no gimmicks, because he's known for gimmicks too. He's done some gimmicky things. He does some weird things, some wild things, you know.
I think some of that is the machine. Like one of his strongest points was that, well, there are so many other things. He essentially is saying what, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. He's essentially saying what I've been saying for a while. It's like, well, these artists have to do so many different things now to exist on a relevancy basis in this cycle.
You do.
That the music is just a piece of the kid.
Yep.
The music used to be the big part of the kid. It's like Magic talks about this. And Mike talk about this. And Larry talks about this. It's like, no, we had to show that we were all-time great, and then we got paid. After we showed that we were all-time great. And rap, it used to be, it's like, well, you have to make that album to ascend to that level of stardom.
Yep.
Like our stars, especially our early stars, it was based on the level of songs and albums they were making. Like 90% of it.
Yep.
They were making the best product, so they were the best.
They were the best.
Yeah,
And
like KRS-One exists the way that he exists because it's like, well, he was making some of the best songs and the best albums.
right, but see, Coop,
So
that's
even if
we so far with what 50 years of hip hop, right?
yeah,
51 years now, right? So we so far removed from the foundation. Like everything is going to be rinse and repeat at some point because the creative juices, pause, have changed a lot over the years. When we first heard Wu, we never heard anything like that. We never heard rappers rapping over, sonics like that, or karate beats and karate skits. That was fresh. It was something new. Even when
yeah.
the G Funk era took over, we never heard rappers going over a
Ooh, I
joke
mean, when
beat.
we had our Def Jam conversation, we forgot about Warren G. Warren G kept the lights on until
We
DMX
kept
tried.
the lights on. Absolutely.
The
And that
regulate
album,
G Funk eras, like triple quadruple platinum. This
yes,
DJ, this DJ was my shit. Like regulate is what it is, but this DJ was my shit.
yes, that album was legit. That was a great album.
Yeah.
You know,
Yo,
if it,
LP. I see y'all with the sneakerhead talk. LP, the felines, the Grant Hills, the ones and the twos. Ah,
never had
yes,
felines. Never
yes.
brought lugs on way above.
Sean, I
Never.
was talking to LP. I was talking to LP. Nobody was talking to you.
My bad.
Nobody
Man,
asked. Nobody like Grant Hill. It's a North Carolina thing. You wouldn't understand.
get
You
it,
stay with
man. I
your
get
Jay.
it. I'm just
Stay
saying.
with
I
your
did.
Jay. Mike is from Wilmington. He really from Port
Wilmington.
City. He was just
Wilmington.
born. He was just born in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Yeah. I get.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
But
arguing that.
but if you ask Mike where he's from, he'll tell you Port City.
Yeah. Port City,
Wilmington.
Wilmington, North Carolina. I know
Yeah.
about Wilmington. Yeah. Shout out to
Grant Hill.
Wilmington.
The Grant Hills were fire, Sean.
They were. I was just on some. I was on some other stuff. That was on some beef and broccolis. Then I wasn't thinking
Yo,
about.
you want to know what my nasty? Hold on, and then we can slide to the next topic. You know what my nastiest pair of kicks was? You know, my favorite player growing up was Dominique. You know what I mean? I was raised in Atlanta.
Yeah. You had British Knights.
I had the all gray Reebok pumps, the all
Oh,
gray
nasty.
with the big orange pump on the front.
Oh, with the orange ball, like the tongue.
The orange ball that you pump. It was
That's
nasty. It was nasty. I'm still having nightmares about the
You
all
should.
gray Reebok pumps.
You should. That's like wearing lugs. That's like wearing lugs. Like who
No,
wear
it's not
lugs?
that bad. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. That's just that's another level.
It's like wearing lugs.
That's another level. Like, but there niggas in the street that were wearing lugs in New York, like for real?
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Fun Flex was wearing lugs like at the
Funk
commercials.
Flex was wearing lugs?
Yeah, see, he had the ads. Fun Flex was the
Funk Flex was doing the ads. See, that's probably why nobody robbed him. Why are we gonna rob you when you got some lugs on? Like, we can't do nothing with those.
They were ugly. Like what Ghost said, never brought lugs on way above. Like that's crazy.
That's terrible. No, all gray Reebok pumps with the orange ball in the middle that you had to pump up. Oh, so nasty. So nasty. The shoestrings were gray too. And it wasn't like that shiny gray. It was like that just like charcoal ass gray. It was terrible.
That is crazy. Andre Miller said he went LA Gears. yo, you went on LA Gears. Your Fubu did have sneakers. Don't you look real weird?
You know who was flying? I wish they would have blow up Elise. Remember Elise's?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always thought their shit was funky. It's just their quality was like terrible. But like, yeah.
It was a wave and then it just went off.
Yeah.
Georgia Britons, all of those things. Theodoras, all of that. Stylish. Y'all taking me back. So Coop, I gotta take it down south, man. Pause. Complex.
Yeah, please never say that again.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. I'm not gonna front. Like I'm gonna edit that later on.
Please,
shout out to my man Andrew. Edit that later on. Yo, your city, man. Complex came right to your city, and they're talking about the top 50 rappers from Atlanta. Talk to me, man. I'm gonna sit back because I want to get your thoughts on this, man. I'm just gonna play my role on this one.
Well, I'd like to just have a moment of truth, if I may.
Yeah.
When I read through the list, They Not Like Us by Kendrick was playing in my head. I was thinking, boom, 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 boom. They not like us. They not like us. They not like. Yeah, this list. You want to know what's crazy about this list? First of all, I'm in a place where I realize that these lists are just totally created now, Sean. They're totally created for the shock value and for the clickbait that they provide.
Exactly.
They try to portray it like there's some real analysis going on. First of all, nobody down here classifies Jermaine Dupri as a rapper. We don't classify Jermaine Dupri as a rapper. We don't really classify Lil Jon as a rapper. Well, Jon and Jermaine Dupri don't count. We look at them more on the production side. And so just Lil Jon and Jermaine Dupri making the list, that lets me know that it's like for the clicks and for the likes and for the pub. Because nobody down here has those guys on a list like that because they belong on another list. They didn't get the MCs wrong, Sean. It's just that the order is all messed up. You got Sci-Hi in the 40s. You got Gip in the 30s. You got, I mean, and I say this respectfully, it's like, how you got Ludacris over Big Boy? Like where? Where they do that at? I mean, apparently they do that down here.
You got Offset over Big Boy.
That's just egregious.
You got Waka Flocka.
Waka Flocka over Gip?
And Big Boy.
No, not over Big Boy. Big Boy.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah. Gip. He's over Gip. He's over Pastor Troy.
You got Gucci at 4?
Yeah.
Over Jeezy?
Over Jeezy? Yeah. Influence.
I don't know about that. If you're talking Atlanta, we can have a sincere, like, Jeezy and Gucci conversation. Yeah. I mean, first of all of these guys being ahead of Big Boy, except for T.I., is crazy to me. Like, let me just go and get that out the way. All of these guys being ahead of Big Boy instead of T.I., that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Look what Mad Max say. Lotto don't have a one classic song, but she 25. Great point.
What, CeeLo's is like what? Where's CeeLo at?
CeeLo is where is CeeLo?
I felt they had him like at 16 or something. Yeah. He's at 16.
Yeah, 16, yep.
CeeLo at 16 is some of the most egregious stuff I've ever seen.
right in front of Jermaine Dupri.
Like he's top 5 easy. Like, Sean, that's an easy top 5 Atlanta all-time MC choice. And like, I really don't care like how you want to parse it out. I don't mind Future at 3, but it's like if Future's at 3, I would have it go T.I., Big Boy, Future. I mean, I think we all know what I'm about to say. Complex started off this article when they named Andre #1 and literally brought up the fact that he had never made a solo rap album. They still had him at #1. I realized a couple things, Sean. First of all, they're still watching me and biting my style. Can't wait to see you niggas taking my shit. You know who put you onto that. You know who I am. Know who you are. We follow each other. I know what you're doing. You know what I'm doing. Playing this little shell game. Stealing my shit. And 2, I realized they're still not any good at what they do. Because in the same fell swoop that they acknowledged the fact that he had never made a solo rap album, but put him at #1 goes everything to what their credibility.
It's crazy.
In terms of their hip hop knowledge, which is very minimal. And also the fact that they're doing this for clickbait and likes. Yeah. CeeLo probably, like, the only person that even rivals Andre with actual true what I would call traditional hip hop quotables is CeeLo. So if we talking about the bars and the legendary verses, like, CeeLo actually has the most of those in tuck, and he has solo material, and he has classic group material. It may not be Outkast level classic group material, and he's actually a better singer than Andre.
Right.
Because CeeLo can legit sing.
Cool. But let me ask you this: influence-wise, if you were to flip it and say influence, would this list make more sense? I'm not talking about like really catalog.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but in the process of them being influential, this is what I mean. So Big Boy has to sit at like what, number 9 or something like that?
Yep. He's down the list from Stacks. And I don't think there should be that much separation between those two.
This is the main thing that I've always been saying.
He's 8. He's number 8.
He's number 8. You can't, Sean, this is why I have Ray so high. Because it's like, no, if you got Ghost where you got Ghost, how you don't have Ray like 2, 3, 4, 5, like within, you know what I'm saying? Steps. That's why I kind of got Ghost at like 9, 10, but I got Ray at like 12, 13, 14. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh no, like I can't have him but so far back. Like, because most of his best stuff collectively, like outside of Supreme Clientele, I'd tell you about 80% of their best stuff is together.
It is.
Outside of Supreme. Like if you take Supreme out, 80-85% of their best stuff, like in their catalogs, well, the guy is on the song somehow. Like whether it's just Ray doing the hook in the intro to Motherless Child, or like or however you want to call it. It's like, oh no, their best shit is mostly with them.
He's in that run. He's in that room with them.
Yeah. So it's the same rules apply to Big Boy with Andre. It's like, well, if you're making a list and you have Andre at number 1, I mean, Big Boy can't be no lower than 6, not 8. Like so 6 would be like as far out as you could stretch it. And really, for whatever impact that you're talking about that Dre has had, and acknowledging that he hasn't had a solo rap career, that means that same cultural influence and relevancy and classic music making needs to go in Big Boy's category, which is why you should put him in the top 5 with Dre if you're gonna have Dre at number 1. Like so truthfully, if they were gonna let's look at it through their eyes and through people's eyes about how they view Andre, because we're talking about Andre the talent. We're not talking about Andre the artist. That's what people need to understand.
Right.
We talking about 3 Stacks the talent, not 3 Stacks the artist. We don't know who 3 Stacks the rap artist is, guys. We know who Andre and Andre 3000 and Andre Benjamin is in the secure world that is the Dungeon Family and Outkast, but we don't know what Andre 3000, the solo rap artist, looks like. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so that leaves you to base it on that Dungeon Family Outkast stuff. And if that's what you're basing it on, well, is Dre more talented than Big Boy? Well, yeah, I think Dre is more talented than almost anybody except for like Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? As far as people that have like blessed the mic in terms of like what his like real gifts are. But if you base it on the Outkast shit, well, Big Boy got to be like number 3 on this list at worst. It should go, even if you're doing like a clout list or like an importance list, well, it need to go like this: Andre, Future, T.I., and then you would have to go Big Boy, and then you would get to Gucci and Jeezy and Luda and all those guys. Because here's the thing: first of all, if you guys don't exist, Big Boy doesn't exist, in my opinion. But furthermore, T.I. being that high up on the list, Future being that high up on the list, well, that takes care of that Gucci and Jeezy and Luda thing in terms of fitting that demographic to that market. You already got that taken care of, so you can go ahead and place it appropriately. They don't know what they're doing, and it's like, at this point, I'm in a place of forgiveness, Sean. It's like, Father, they don't know what they're doing. They're lost. They're in the wilderness. I was lost in the wilderness till I found Hip Hop Talks, so I understand. I have to be more empathetic. To these people.
But you can't be with this kind of list, cool. Because if you
we just need to pray for them because here's what I'm saying. We just need to pray for them. Well, the list is terrible in terms of how they ordered it, but at least they've gotten it together enough that they got the right people on the list. Like when I saw Kilo on this list, how about this? Sean, when I had the Nasty Reebok Bumps, Kilo had the biggest song in the city. Do you hear what I hear? That's when I had the Nasty Reebok Pumps.
That's nasty. Yeah. That is.
It's a nasty time. Kilo's got the biggest hit in the city. Nobody knows who the hell the Dungeon Family is because they really don't exist yet. And I'm wearing Nasty Reebok Pumps to gym class. Yeah. Climbing up a rope in my Reebok Pumps.
And you probably pumped them up before you climb up the rope, which is crazy.
I pumped it up before I did everything. Before
you even sit down and eat, you pumping them shits up.
Pump them up. Damn. Yeah, having CeeLo outside the top 10, I have a problem with. I do feel like some people were misplaced. I think for the most part they did a good job. Like their top 10 wouldn't be that my order of the top 10, but it would be some approximation of outside of Offset. I think didn't they have Offset in the top 10?
I think they did. Yeah, let me pull it back up.
Yeah, Offset's not top 10 to me. Everybody else that was in the top 10 I was okay with. I just wasn't okay with the order.
Yeah, Offset is number 13. They got Lil Baby, number 10. 2 Chainz, 9. Yeah, Luda, 7. Big Boy, 8. Thug, 6. Gucci, 5.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so 10 through 13 is too high for all of them. Lil Baby, Savage, Playboy, and Offset. Nah.
Yeah.
Not over CeeLo. Not over CeeLo or Quavo. And truthfully, Gunna makes better music than all of y'all.
He really do.
Yeah, Gunna makes better music than all of those guys. So, yeah. And he's been just as big a star. And he's actually the guy that helped Lil Baby like groom his style. He's the guy that Young Thug literally was like not letting get into the hands of Puff or anybody else about his talent. So if we're gonna like do that talk and put it together like this, it's like I would actually like swap Gunna and Baby out. I push 21 back and push Killer Mike and CeeLo up. I would rearrange some of the 10. My list would probably, if we're including Andre on the list, I'm gonna still say T.I. is number 1 on this list.
Yeah.
After T.I., I'm gonna go. Yeah, Cool Breeze is 39. That's absurd. Cool Breeze and Get being in the 30s is absurd for an Atlanta rapper list. Same thing with Sean Paul and Sci-Hi. Like all way too high on the list and need to be lower. But I'm gonna go T.I., Big Boy. I go CeeLo. I would go Andre after that because I know the metric that they're working, but we got to dock him something for not having a solo album, but he should still be top 5.
You got to, man. You got to.
After that, I would probably go Jeezy, then Future. Some of my people would probably say Future, but I lived through Jeezy, and I had never seen no shit like that in my life and still haven't seen anything like it since. So I'd have Jeezy at 6. I probably have Future at 7. Chainz, Luda. Yeah, that's that. Like all the people that's in there is kind of like about right, I think, except for Takeoff and Lil Baby. Yeah,
I don't even think they're using any type of algorithm or any type of legitimate metric to put this together. I really think they're going by just whatever. Honestly, I don't think there's a rhyme or reason to it. I think it's more like, okay, we got these names, let's just put them here. Because you can't look at influence and think that this list will fit an influence dynamic. You know what I mean? Skill for skill, you can't really look at it because it looks too choppy as you start getting into the middle. Like I told you behind the scenes, you guys show a lot of love to 3 Stacks. The way you guys, take care of 3 Stacks is how New York should take care of Nas. Because no matter what list comes out for the South, Atlanta, whatever, Stacks is going to be number 1, regardless. And it's crazy to me because they treat Stacks as we should honestly treat Nas. Because if you look at it in totality, Nas has the body of work, he has the features, he has the lyrics, he has the songs, he has the hooks. He checks every single box that would make sense to be on the list. And I don't want to make this about New York and about Nas when it comes to Atlanta.
No. I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
So here's what I would tell you. Part of Andre making all of these lists, and the part of it that nobody's really going to admit to, well, he's really the only Atlanta rapper with some GOAT contender status.
Right.
For as much as I love T.I., Big Boy, Luda, Future, Jeezy, none of them are really in GOAT conversation in terms of the bars, Sean.
Right, that's a fact.
3000 is in the GOAT conversation about bar work.
across the board, not just in Atlanta, but across the board.
Period. Yes, in rap circles, his bar
Yeah.
walk is GOAT level.
Yes.
And
Yes.
because he is the only real Atlanta rapping, like I feel like T.I. had moments where he was rapping GOAT level like, but I feel like a lot of that attention and credit went to Wayne instead. And that is part of it. People got to look at you like, oh no, like when Kiss talks about coming into the game, it's like he's like, no, he's like, we came in like, you know, Nas, Big, and Jay, that was the level, like that was the highest level. It's like if you was doing stuff comparable to them, that was the thing. And so the thing down here, as far as bar work is concerned, Andre is the level. You know what I'm saying? He's the level, he's the barometer, he's the spear, because he's the only MC that we've ever had where people outside of Atlanta have been like, this might be the best rapper in the game. Like, and they're not from Atlanta. They're not from the South. They're literally just talking about what this man is saying out of his mouth.
Right. Right.
And so because of that, he does get ranked higher, but he just don't have no solo album. Right. It's not... You seriously, his impact is so great, Sean, that the album wouldn't even have to be great at this point. His impact is so great, the album wouldn't have to be great. Like, do you know how people would go crazy if he made a cheat codes level album? Think about if he made cheat codes like Black Thought did.
My goodness, it would be crazy.
It would be wild. I was arguing with Six's wife, and she's letting me know that this flute album went platinum. It's like she's digging it in. It's like she's taking shots. Six is looking at me. He's behind her. He's just waving. He's like, don't even do it. He's like, I've already been having these conversations. It's got a platinum flute album. Because and when I looked at my cousin-in-law, she's really like my cousin. I've known her since I was 16 years old. I literally looked at her and I was like, but people showed up to buy that album because they know Andre, the rap artist, and his raps are as such that his fan base will literally make a flute album platinum because he is so talented on the mic that it makes people think, well, if he's talented on the mic like that, he might be talented at something else too. That's how talented he is. He has that type of transcendental talent where it literally translates to people believe that you can operate in other spheres. Very much it's like, oh, people believe Michael Jordan can play baseball because it's like, well, look at the athlete that he is. Yeah. It's like he can do something.
Because you're going there to see what he can do with it. That's it.
But much like Michael Jordan, this flute album is hitting like 220 in AAA.
It's crazy.
Hitting 220 in AAA, and it's not even hitting as many doubles as Michael Jordan did in AAA. With some bullshit. He doesn't deserve to be number one. He does. He just doesn't. You can't be number one at anything. Think about this, Sean. Like, you're from the Mecca. Like, all the guys that are in a New York top 10 list have about 5 solo projects at least.
Easy.
Like all 10. All 10.
Yeah.
All 10 got 5 solo projects.
Cool. I'll go to the next tier in there. I go to Prodigy.
I mean, how many? Ray got 5 projects. Nas, Ghost. I mean, Big's the only one, right? Big will make your top 10 without 5 solo projects.
Easy.
But think about what he did from 1994 to 1997. He made a Junior Mafia album.
Oh, crazy.
Did Ready to Die. Did a double album, Life After Death. He was helping Puff make No Way Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he did a lot while he was here. All the guest appearances. What's the 411 remix? The Dolly My Baby.
Dolly My Baby.
The Flavor in Your Ear remix. Total Can't You See? 112 Only You. You Can't Stop the Rain with Biggie. Tracy Lee.
Yeah. Writing for Junior Mafia.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like even with him, it's like, well, he didn't make 5 albums, but he made about 5 albums worth of material in about 3 or 4 years.
He did in a short period of time.
Yeah, wrote some of the best stuff on Hardcore.
He did.
Solo project.
Gave it direction and everything.
Yeah, think about what 50 did with Curtis, The Massacre.
Yeah.
Get Rich or Die Trying. The G Unit album, Buck album, Banks album, Yayo album, Game album.
Yep.
all your top 10. We don't need to talk about Nas or Jay, do we? KRS-One, Rock M got 5 pieces. Cool G Rap,
But, cool.
LL,
But that's what I'm saying.
Busta, like
Y'all
all
take,
the guys, all the guys from up top and out west. Sean got like 5 solo projects to be considered. Snoop, Cube.
but cool. That's what I'm saying. Y'all take care of him. You all take care
Don't
of him.
say y'all.
I'm just saying.
I
Take care of their own. They put him.
No, we're
Nothing.
good at taking care of our own, but we also be fair. It's like, how about this? This is how I feel about it. We are taking care of Andre at the expense of T.I.'s legacy, at the expense of Big Boy's legacy mostly, at the expense of CeeLo's legacy. Like those 3 guys specifically are suffering from the intention that he garners when they haven't put in the work that those 3 guys have put in.
That's my point. So think about like this: if you were to prune,
So why not just give the adulation and the flowers to those guys?
Because you can't.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
But they don't
Life
want
is
to.
about choices. Life is about choices.
It is.
Life is about choices.
It is, but they don't want to do it
Because
because
you're choosing to follow the flutist like he's the Pied Piper. I'm not talking about R. Kelly's nasty ass.
Yo, but cool, they can't help it. Let me get Mad Max real quick. Mad Max, appreciate you, bro. The difference between Ray and Ghost and Dre and Big Boy is people think skill wise Ray and Ghost are equal. People think Andre is level 1, level or 2 above Big Boy skill wise. That's why they do. You're right.
But he's not.
If you go back and listen to the first 2 albums, Big Boy is right there slap boxing with him. Straight up. Now, Stack's got some moments.
All 4 albums, in my opinion.
He's right there. He's right there.
Like, to me, some of the most memorable moments, like Dre's got the better verses, but the more memorable moments on Southern Playlist belong to Big Boy to me.
Yeah, he's right there. Stack's got
the funk from the skunk from the dank that is crunk in the dungeon. The first time you hear the word crunk is from Big Boy on Hootie Hoo. Follow the funk from the
on and on like that.
Going out to the Jeeps and the hoes and the lack. All sookie, all day and day, any day, every damn day. I be thinking of the good old days when I was a whippersnapper. Used to try to get a kiss, but now it be them draws I'm after. I'm just a Southern playalistic pimp. I used to sling a fat rock, but now I'm serving him. Hootie Hoo was the song that blew them up outside of Atlanta.
Hootie Hoo would the song had me like, who are these guys?
That's Big Boy. That's Big Boy that sets that off.
Yes. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of their following, when Andre is on Benz or B is saying the world is yelling Hootie Hoo, but in my pocket nothing but gum and lint to some, right? Who said Hootie Hoo off? That's Big Boy. Like Andre didn't set Hootie Hoo off. Big Boy's the one that made that shit funky.
He set the tone.
He did. That's what I mean. He's been setting the tone for the 2 of them from day one, and he deserves just as much credit as Dre. Is he a better MC than Dre in a vacuum? No. Very few people who have ever lived in a vacuum are better than Dre. If we're talking about in a vacuum, he is on that Jay and Big and Nas and Scarface and Rakim and Black Thought, like type of no, he's that on the mic. Yes. We just don't have enough evidence to put him this high.
Because he has that extra flair, and he adds the extra flair.
How about this? This is exactly what this is. You follow football, right? You know who Gale Sayers is, right?
Absolutely.
It's like naming the Chicago Bears best running backs of all time, and you're putting Gale Sayers ahead of Walter Payton. Yeah. Now, in a vacuum, is Gale Sayers a better runner than Walter Payton? Based on the film and based on the time? Well, yes. But go look at the career Walter Payton had, because Walter Payton played 16 years in the NFL versus Gale Sayers, who played 6. Right. It's not fair to Walter Payton's contributions to the game to have Gale Sayers ahead of Walter Payton. And so when you stick Andre ahead of T.I. and Big Boy and CeeLo specifically, that's what you're doing. You're putting Gale Sayers ahead of Walter Payton. It's like I'm not putting Walter Payton on everybody else's list. Walter Payton's top 3 is usually Jim Brown, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders in some sort of like variation or form of how people have it formed. So how are you going to have behind Gale Sayers on on the local list.
That's true.
When
That's
he's
true.
top 3, what he does, like if you actually look at the totality of it. And so that's the problem with Andre. It's that he literally is taking the shine away from other people. But his talent is great as such. But also, too, talent is very much like potential. It's not about if you have it at a certain point in a certain stage in life. It's about, do you produce with that talent, that potential,
Absolutely.
that capability? Because if you don't produce with it, it really doesn't mean anything. And he just hasn't produced to be number one.
And how do you utilize it? You see, with Mad Max again, Andre also has music for artsy people, and those are the people who doing these lists along with. Yeah, he's right. I mean,
yo, Mad
Max on fire tonight. Shout out to Mad Max.
He's not on fire.
He's on fire. That's a good one, cool. Because he's right.
Only time Mad Max was on fire is when he had syphilis and he had to go to the clinic.
Yo, man. He's from the city, man. Come on.
No, he's messing with the chicks. He was messing with them chicks from Queens when he need to stay in Long
No, that's Brooklyn. That's Brooklyn. Yo, LP from Queens too. Yeah. Queens get the money in the house. Yo, but he's right though, because Stax reaches a whole different demo that Big Boy doesn't have. So imagine you've been in the same group and you guys are reaching a different demo. You know what I mean? And not only do I have your core audience, I have my own core audience, my own following. It changes the dynamic. Cool. You've experienced that. You and Mike, y'all had the people, shout out to Mike. I didn't want to shit on Mike or nothing like that. But the people that were like, the dormant people, like, the nice guys, they like Mike. And like, Mike is a nice guy. You know what I mean? You a dirtbag. So you had like the dirtbag group.
You want to know what's crazy, since we're actually talking about that and we're taking it there? Well, actually, on camera, I'm the dirtbag.
Y'all don't do that. Nah, man.
And he's the good guy. But behind the scenes and in real life and in real time in this city, my G.
Yo,
you get what I'm saying? But no. Like, real talk. People don't understand. It's like, oh no, that's for public consumption and for TV. Like, I'm the person that like takes plates to the homeless down the Edgewood and Auburn Avenue at 1:00 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not that guy ain't about to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so so perception sometimes is reality, but that don't make it real. Because like in real time city, it's like
big facts.
Yeah.
Big facts. You the edgy personality,
right,
where he was more of the laid back personality. So our group in here, they get raunchy because they're edgy as well. They dig that rough stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I definitely took the misfits from the tribe. You know what I'm saying? Like all the
all of the hooligans, man.
I've noticed that all the quote unquote professionally educated black businessmen tend to reside on that side, and the dudes that's really like from the corners and from the neighborhood and have been through some things tend to have gravitated over here. So there is some truth to that, but that's also unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Because you should really be able to exist. That's that veil that W.E.B. Du Bois talks about in The Souls of Black Folks, where it's like, well, we exist on both sides. And really, to sew this up nicely, you should actually be able to exist in both of our worlds as long as the quality of show is there, So you should be able to actually do both. So
that's facts.
The people that's over there that refuse to come over here, well, I realized like a lot of those people really like couldn't stand me. And they were really like there just to like support Mike, and they're entitled to that. And there are people that when they found out I was over here, well, they've been over here supporting all the time because in some cases they was my people, and like Bugs, you know what I'm saying? Like Bugs came over here like rocking with my nigga Coop, you know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate, but you're supposed to be able to exist on both sides as long as the quality is there. Like I know that we got the quality, so I'm not concerned. I don't know what they're doing.
We just sparring right now. We haven't even like really ramped up yet. We're waiting for the subs to get up so we can ramp up. Just a quick pause break. Like we got so much stuff lined up right now. Like if y'all paying attention on what we really do and who we really connected to and we connected with, you will understand that if you a Nas fan, if you a fan of that ilk of hip hop, we got some things on standby. We're just trying to get the subs up so it can make sense.
Right.
We're not bring somebody on here when the subs are not where they need to be. And we know it's going to take some time, you know, because we came out the gate pretty strong, pretty fast, and we're tracking pretty fast as well. But we want to make it worth those people while. So when they come on here, they're getting love from everybody. You know what I mean? So we got some stuff in the tuck right now. You saw some of the things we kind of, you know, we did some interviews already. We kind of showing you some breadcrumbs to where we're going with this. You know what I mean? So we still trying to get the subs. So tell a friend to tell a friend. We're doing this for the people. We're not doing this for us. We're doing this for the people, straight up.
I mean, we just cracked 1,600 subs. We've been at it for about 100 days, Sean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we built this platform out organically already. Our views very much on a regular basis supersede what the following is, and we just really we're all visionary type of guys, and because we're all visionary type of guys and girls behind the scenes,
Yeah.
you know, we all have ideas about what this should be, but I think we're all under the same guise and understanding that it's like, oh no, like when we grow the numbers and it becomes what it should be. And so like truthfully, and I say this like wholeheartedly, the reason that I want you to click like and subscribe and be part of this tribe is because the more people that jump on, we can start doing some of the real stuff that we have planned behind the scenes, because we can actually provide y'all with some moments, but we have to create the traction and the reaction that's going to create those moments. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's why I want people to run the numbers up. It's actually coming from a place of wanting to give you an even superior product.
Absolutely. That's all it is, really. We want to make it worth their while. The people that we have lined up right now, that we're talking to, that we have right now in my inbox, like, trust me, like Coop said, we're just trying to get to the people.
Do you know that we have more shows than Andre has solo rap songs already?
Damn, Coop, you had to say that like that.
I did have to say that. It's been 100 days in. Like, how about this? Lil Wayne has probably had nights. Like, take Lil Wayne's top 5 recording nights. That exceeds Andre's output for his career.
That is crazy, Coop. That's crazy. We appreciate you, Deuce. We are definitely working on some other shows. We got like a lot of stuff in the tuck. I'm be honest with you. I don't want to make this about like an infomercial, but we got so much stuff like in the tuck right now. We have so many different ideas and so many different shows that we actually going to start putting out real soon and start recording just behind the scenes to really give the people authentic hip-hop talk and life talk. You know, Coop and I did a show a couple of Sundays ago, and we were talking about like health, mental health, and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And you know, even our Discord popping all day. Like honestly, the work that we do, sometimes I go into Discord and just be rocking with those guys like Jack, LP. You know, I'm sorry if I'm missing anybody. My man Trife Boogie from day one. So we got a lot of different things that we're doing, but we're trying to also give back the right way. That's our main thing, to give back the right way. You know, Michelson, I think, I don't know how to pronounce it, Michelson, we appreciate that. That's love right there. We appreciate that. Thank you.
You know, Sean, we really are like doing like a cultural piece here. It's like this is different than the stuff I've done. People pull up on me every month and they send me little inboxes. They're like, Coop, you're so different here. I'm like, well, this space is different. You know what I'm saying? Like the space that we're trying to exist in is different than the stuff that I've done before. And so I don't want there to be any like comparative analysis. It's like, this is kind of something new, something fresh, and something different. And we haven't hit you with our best shit yet. Like we haven't given you our best shot yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because there are people literally waiting for us. It's like, oh no, when you get here, we're going to step in and make this happen. And when those things start to happen, and so it's just a matter of time for us. But unlike Andre, we got time on our side, brother, because you can't be number one in Atlanta with no rap album. I went through the top 50 New York list. Solo albums everywhere. Solo albums everywhere. It's a Candyland and monopoly of solo albums.
It is. It
solo
is.
Albums everywhere.
Like, it is.
KRS-One has more group material than Andre has group material. Facts. And he has a whole solo career. And Facts. So when you place in somebody like KRS, it's like, so what you're telling me is that if KRS existed in the South, he'd be number one. Right? Isn't that what you're telling me? Okay, first of all, you spelled discord without the S.
Yeah.
So you just
Yo,
can't help nasty work.
yo, I'm gonna put pause in there too. Yeah, happened too fast.
Hold on. Deuce Falco said I suggest more shows during the week.
Yeah.
I mean, have you pulled up on Brunch on Sunday? We do have a Sunday show. That's what I mean about building out the platform too, is like it needs to make sense for us to go on other days because there are other independent, rap pods that go on certain days and stuff. And we're trying to be respectful in the space and give everybody like proper light. It's like Hoffa don't drop when Button drop.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Breakfast Club come on every day during the morning. And by the time Charlemagne is done, he doesn't conflict with what Elliot usually pulls up and says on Twitter in the afternoon. There is a fundamental base level of respect in this space. And so we are trying to operate within that framework. So part of it is shooting the gap about, well, when these other platforms are on so that we don't create conflict. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
we're not trying to fight for fans. We're trying to have our own fan base. That's what I'm saying. People that watch Hoffa, watch Charlemagne, watch Button, listen to Elliot. It might all be the same person, but you don't listen to them niggas at the same time. They don't come on at the same time.
No.
They don't come on at the same time for a reason.
We got some decorum about ourselves. We gentlemen. We're not bar. We don't go snooping in anyone else's chat, see what they got going on. You know what I mean? We're trying to build our own family. You know what I'm saying? Those who want to rock with us. Because we got some good stuff. Pause.
And Andre, I'm not taking shots at anybody. I'm just telling the truth, brother. Like it is what it is. Spade is a spade. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Trump tight and the other nigga got puppy toes, it's not my problem.
Yo, man.
Not my problem. You know what puppy toes are? Those are clubs. We call those clubs down here in the South Shore. We call the clubs puppy toes.
Puppy toes.
Yeah, because the clubs look like puppy toes. We call them.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds provocative.
When you play in spades, we call the clubs puppy toes because they look like puppy toes.
My cousin called it the puppy toes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd be like, man, I got a handful of puppy toes.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's when you're talking across the board. Niggas be like, you say one more thing.
Taking all the books. Taking all the books. But cool. You gotta get up out of it.
No. Hold on. One more thing.
Boy Wonder said he's the best producer of this era.
That's not the one more thing. Nobody's concerned about that. Who said that? It's not a thing. It's not a thing. He might think it's a thing. The male ego is powerful. We think more. We all inherently think more of ourselves than we probably should.
Yo,
ain't nobody studying that shit. Ain't nobody studying that, Sean.
That's what he said.
I'm not. Is that what he said?
He said he's the best producer of this era.
What did he say after that? Did he dist off a string of like classic records?
He just put ... Like dot. Fill it in. You feel pause. You figure the rest out. You know what I mean? So he had that versus against Hit Boy a couple years ago. And Hit Boy didn't even have the King's Disease and the Magic running under his belt at that time. And Hit Boy
didn't need it. He didn't need it, first of all.
Didn't need it.
Didn't need it.
No, not at all. Not at all.
You and I were talking behind the scenes. You have to make a classic album. You need to make some classic albums. We literally just talked about Alchemist, didn't we? Because that's what I thought we were talking about. I thought we were going to talk about the big Sean Alchemist. That's what we really need to be talking about. Hold on. No. Hold on. Let me say this. We talk about Alchemist the way that we talk about Alchemist because he's got classic songs and classic projects. Hit, Metro, Mad Lib, Pete Rock, Q-Tip. I'm talking about guys that have all like done stuff recently. Like even though some of those guys are older, they've all done stuff recently. Like, what Boy Wonder beat have you heard in the last 3 years better than Saturday Night Special by Q-Tip?
Yeah.
Seriously.
No.
Beat wise, last 3 years. Q-Tip's first album came out in 1989, Sean. First beats that he made that we heard came out in 1989. It's 2024. It's literally 35 years later.
Yeah.
And that guy makes better beats than you today. And you don't have a low-end theory.
No.
Midnight Marauder.
No.
You don't have Give Up the Goods off the Infamous, nigga?
In his defense, he said this era. He did say this era. He didn't go back to the legends.
Q-Tip is making an LL Cool J album now. Dr. Dre just said he just made some of the best stuff of his career. Pete Rock and Common just dropped the Auditorium. Hit Boy, Metro.
He did say this.
Alkin Big Sean about to have some work. Conductor, We Have a Problem.
Cool. In his defense, he did say this era.
Conductor, We Have a Problem. He got better beats than Conductor?
No.
Where?
Oh, that's a slap box. Yeah, they're in the same room. I give him that.
Been here as long. That's what I'm saying. If they're in the same room, Conductor just walked into the room a couple years ago.
What is his biggest song, you think? What is his biggest produced song in your opinion?
Conductor?
Boy Wonder.
Shit, I don't know. That's part of the problem. But also don't rate like the production like that. Here is one thing that I did learn from Taj. It's more about the moment than how big the song does. If the song do big, like that's good. But if it don't do big, but it create a moment, that is kind of just as big as being big. Pause.
Yeah.
Triple pause.
You was going crazy. I wasn't going to say anything because you was going crazy. Because you had like a different inflection in your voice when you were saying it. I didn't want to interrupt. You was like, you said,
is that what we doing? You know, it's almost time to end this stream.
I'm just saying, you was like, yo, you kept saying it. I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing. My bad, man.
No, you're all good. Nobody can count on you anyway. We know who you are. That's why AG's family is tubing, you know, up the Mississippi right now.
Yo, AG.
Get away from Shuffler.
Yo. Shout out to AG, man.
Tubing up the Mississippi. Not down, but up. Because, you know, they're in West Virginia, so they got to start to tube up.
That is nasty.
Yeah. All I'm saying is I can think of a lot of guys better than Boy Wonder from this era.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm not even sure if he makes top 5. I'm not even certain he makes top 5 for this era. He's not better than Metro Hit or Out. Like, that's not happening. So
no.
Is he better than Mad Lib to you?
No.
Okay, so
no.
It's 4. So he might be 5th. Like on a good day.
He might be right there, 5th. He might be.
Is he though?
I might put 40 over him.
I think you have to put 40 over him.
Yeah.
Because his 40s Drake records are bigger than Boy Wonder's Drake records, aren't they?
They are. Didn't he do the joint off of Nas? What song he did for Nas? He did one joint. He did Trust, I think. He did Trust.
Did he do Trust?
I think he did Trust. Let me.
Did that make the original album?
It did.
No, I'm asking because I don't remember.
Someone fact checked me, but I think he did make Trust.
I feel like Trust was on the bonus though. Hit Boy and Alk are better than Boy Wonder, Mad Max. Okay, it's early. Mad Max is back. We're gonna have to stop accepting the super chats.
Yo, Mad Max is crazy.
Just put them up on the screen. Don't read them out. Don't do
that. Mad Max is wild, man. Mad Max just go
wild boy.
Wild boy. He just go left on purpose. That's right, Double. Trust was on Apple. You know, Mad Max just be going wild. But no, I agree. I think he's right on the outside. I don't see he's not right now. There can be a true argument that Metro might be the one for this era right now.
No, that's a legit argument. It's all about your preferences.
Bye Baby, that's what it was. It's Bye Baby. Thank you, win or lose. Bye Baby. Yeah, this is your preference. I can see that. Yeah, it's in his vein. Hit Boy to me has the most range out of everybody right now because of what's done. You know what I mean? Like the 6 albums, and now you're talking about the joints he had with his father. And just
every Dreams is crazy. Black and Whites is crazy. That's what I mean. It's like he's making great hip hop without the GOAT.
Yeah, absolutely. So he hasn't slowed down. It's not like he just came at a standstill. He's continued to put out great production, great beats. So I would have Hit Boy ahead of Boy Wonder easily, not even close.
I got Alka ahead too, and Metro. I got Alka, Metro, and Hit ahead, like
So
easy.
this is Alk's like third or fourth go around because you got to think about it. Alk was heavy in the early 2000s.
I'm aware,
You
very
know,
aware.
had a surge, had a huge surge in the early
Look,
2000s.
look, he's done records for Prodigy, Jadakiss,
Yeah, now,
Styles, Nas before 2010. Before
yeah,
2010, this is in the can.
it's all of
He
this.
came, he came up under Cypress Hill. Muggs taught him how to make beats.
Yes, one of the best, one of the
I'm about to
best,
say Muggs is one of the best. That's what I'm saying. Like, no,
one of the best.
it's about some Boy Wonder. I don't even know a Boy Wonder better than Muggs. Muggs been dropping shit. Like Muggs had a year, like 2 years ago, where he dropped like 5 projects he produced in 1 year.
Yeah, Muggs Town.
Dr. Dre is making Missionary right now. It might actually come out this year. Still don't believe it. Believe it when I see it.
Cool. You got to submit it by September. You got to submit it by September.
I mean,
Yo, he said Hit Boy never made it 0 to 100. Yo,
you made
he don't.
store run.
He doesn't have to.
Made
He made
store run.
done. He made done.
Then he made legit.
What do you
Slow
want from?
it down.
Yeah.
Motion.
What do you want
Made
from?
spicy. Made spicy. Spicy's a banger.
Spicy's a banger.
Blue Bands, 27 Summers. Like he made all those beats. Yeah, he made those beats.
Easy. Give me Thun all day.
Thun is crazy to New York.
Thun is crazy. Thun is my anthem.
See, I'm a legit guy. I like legit.
Yeah, legit is the one. Legit is the one. But Thun just, man. I wish Thun came out like in the late 90s, bro.
I think legit going into the Thun is the best back-to-back song combo of this series. I think, because hold on, is Store Run and Nobody next to each other? Yeah. Store Run and Nobody.
Yes.
And legit Thun is the best back-to-back song pairings in the
The truth is dope. So I see you try. Truth is dope. Yeah. You really can't go wrong with
4016 building is all the beats on Magic are crazy.
4016 is
Meet Joe Black, 4016, Speechless,
Joe Black,
True, Hollywood Gangster. Those beats are crazy.
Crazy. High
level of production.
Well, when you couldn't do a 4016. Sorry. You can't get that.
4016 drop boom, 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 boom.
Oh,
boom,
crazy.
boom,
Crazy.
boom.
Crazy.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that.
No.
And that's all on Magic. He was still trying to figure it out.
That's one project.
It's one project. Magic 3, no, I'm sorry, KD 3 is when they figured it out. That's when they mastered it.
30? Reminisce?
Come on. Man.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Yeah. Get them up out of here. But we got Alchemist and we got your boy coming out tonight. Alchemist and Big Sean dropping at midnight.
What do you think before we get out of here? Quick thoughts?
I love it.
Prognosis?
I hope it is an EP, and I hope that Big Sean proves what he want to prove on this joint. You don't go and get Alchemist just to have a regular rappy rap joint. You go to get Alchemist because you got something off your chest. If you're Big Sean, this coming off of a great interview of him talking his shit, saying how he felt about being outside the big three. And you go get Alchemist, you drop just a surprise joint for midnight tonight. I love it, and I hope that it does something to the algorithms so that people know that Sean is one of those. I hope he changes it up a little bit where there's a little bit of inflection and passion in what he's rapping on this one. I want to hear Sean take it there. I want to hear him take it there because I think lyrically the ability is there, but I think the wittiness, the passion, the inflection, all those other things that can win the crowd over, I think he misses those things. So I want to see if he can actually, if he's saying who he think he is, let's see what he can do with this under Alchemist. It's going to push him. So let's see what this is going to do for him.
I told you behind the scenes that I'm as fascinated by this pairing as any pairing that I can think of in recent memory. Only because, how about this? It's even more fascinating than the Nas and Hit Boy pairing that we just got done talking about, because Nas has a legacy and a history, and Hit Boy had some sort of like kind of legacy and history. These two guys' legacy and history matches up even less than those two guys. You know, because it's actually the younger artist with the older producer, and it's the traditional hip hop producer versus the one of the modern day hit makers, quote unquote. You know,
Right.
but here's the thing. I think Sean has been feeling disrespected, like people feel like he can't rap. You know what I'm saying when I say rap? Like people think Sean can't rap the way J. Cole raps, the way Kendrick raps. And I think he feels insulted by that. And so if that insult is the motivation behind reaching out to Alchemist and creating this EP, I'm all for that.
Here for it.
Because I do actually think that Sean can rap. I think he's made a conscious effort not to.
I agree.
And so if he is making a conscious effort to, I'm actually excited about what that sounds like, because this year has been full of good projects, but I've been excited about very little, Sean, if we really want to know the truth.
Well, I agree.
Very little has been exciting about this year.
I
Hip hop
agree.
is about the moments. It is about the excitement. And Sean and Out coming together to do an EP, no, that kind of excites me on some rap shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what to expect out of it. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know what level of aggression we're going to get out of Sean. I don't know if we're going to get melodic, sample-heavy Alchemist. I don't know if we're going to get like intense, like teardrop beat-making Alchemist. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if we're going to get big sound Alchemist. I don't know what's on Sean's mind necessarily, because he's been saying a multitude of things, a multitude of ways. And so this is actually one of the projects that has me excited. And this is and I want to let it be known what the expectations look like. Well, it's hard for me to get excited about a Nas and Primo project, because I've been studying this culture and a part of this culture for a long time. And I know the chances of that happening.
Cool. You gotta
even with Dre telling me that it's coming out this year and that, you know, 11 tracks mixed down, it's like,
that's what he said.
I've watched him sit down about Detox, Sean.
He did.
And how it's coming.
He did. Yeah.
He said it. He did. He dropped Kush. He dropped I Need a Doctor. So,
he did.
So when I hear Dre and Snoop are coming, I'm like, I'll be excited when I hear it. When I hear Nas and Primo coming, I'm like, oh, I'll be excited when I hear it. As in, if it actually happens, I will be excited. But I know Sean and Alchemist is happening, and that makes me excited. The only other moment that had me excited like this was the Pete Rock and Calm, and it did kind of let me down some because it didn't live up to my excitement level. I want to be excited. I don't care where it comes from. Like, make the shit exciting. It's entertainment. A lot of niggas know how to rap. Entertain me.
And Coop, that's the thing. I think I'm more excited based on the fact that he was talking his stuff on these interviews. This may sound crazy. 007, I see you out there, bro. Queens get the money, no doubt. Said Coop hit me. Sean, I'm gonna pull up on you, Q Borough, no doubt, bro. That's love. I'm be honest, man. Like, if I didn't hear Sean talk on these interviews, I probably wouldn't have a lot of expectations for this. I'm being completely honest. But the way he's talking on those interviews, it's triggering me to say he got to have something, because he's talking too spicy in these interviews. If I had not heard that, I probably wouldn't be amped up to hear Big Sean. But I'm straight up, I probably wouldn't be amped up.
The fourth option on a championship team, on an all-time great championship team, is usually good enough to lead his own team. So
facts.
So go to Dennis Johnson on the '86 Celtics. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, Bird, McHale, and Parrish, but it's like, yeah, that guy's a Finals MVP and a Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And so Sean, just for reference point, and this is how I always looked at him in terms of his ceiling. Well, if you can rap on a record as big as Mercy with a prime 2 Chainz, a prime Kanye, and a prime Pusha T, and hold your own on a record like that, it's that big with those guys all operating in their respective primes for what they do best. Because everything that 2 Chainz, Kanye, and Pusha T are has solo rap artists, you can actually find on Mercy. They're all reflections of their prime selves on that record. Well, the fact that you can exist on that record with those guys and set the record off and have some of the more memorable punchlines on there, well, that's his ceiling. And so if he achieves his ceiling, he's somebody that is worthy of talk, that can rhyme with a prime Kanye, Pusha T, and 2 Chainz. That is extremely high. I consider that to be A-list. If it's not A-list, it's borderline A to B list. Like, nigga, you got over a 3.0, like 3.3, 3.4. It's not a 4.0.
He's held his own.
3.4 get you in most of the institutions in this nation.
Facts. He's held his own. He's held his own with M.
He just held his own with M.
He did.
So he did. Held his own with Nas.
Yes. Couple times.
What is there to say? What is there to say? Really? You know what I mean? So it's like, I hope this album is reflective of those talents. Because for me, I would think if I'm him, that's the only thing that I really have left to prove, right?
That's it. That I can do this.
No, I do it like this. It's like, no, if you put me, Kendrick, and J. Cole on a record together and really told us to get at it, it's like I can get with them. I can hold my own, and I can get at them as well. Same thing. I belong on your MC list, not just your like rap star list.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He paid his dues. And I'm rooting for him. Because I want to see it. Bring some excitement to this thing. You know what I mean? I want to see it. Pause. Let's get it. We'll be talking about it. We're going to review it.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Yes, sir.
Soon as AG gets back from deep sea diving out to Chattahoochee, we'll.
Yo. Shout out to West Virginia, man.
You know how the West Virginians are, man. They be doing funny stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to West Virginia, man. Home of the brave.
I told AG his family makes up half the black population in West Virginia.
They do, man. They do. They're home of the brave.
I'm about to get up out of here, man. You got any closing thoughts, concluding arguments?
No, man. Good show, bro. No, sir. Good show, bro. For the chat, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah. Pull up on us on the in the Discord. Come rock with us on there too. We love to chat it up in the Discord and debate and argue all day long. So please come out there and roll with us as well. You know,
1,600 followers on YouTube. Get us to 2,000 to reflect the 2,000 views that we are consistently getting.
Facts. Yeah. 2,000 plus. We're pulling 2,000 plus easy on light weeks, and we got 1,600. So we appreciate the love, but show more love. You know what I mean? Show love. Like
and subscribe to the tribe.
Indeed. We appreciate y'all. Hit us up on Twitter and everything too. Engage. Let's engage. Let's get it.
Yeah. Shout out to AG and his family, tubing.
Shout out to AG. Shout out to our man Andrew out there behind the scenes. Yo, shout out to Todd Boogie.
I think next week AG's family is going ice water fishing in the Great Lakes in Minnesota. They're all around everywhere. They're everywhere you want to be. Everywhere. Ice water fishing.
In August.
Quebec can't stop us.
In August.
We're headed there. All right, peace. I'm just
joking. Double. Appreciate you. Try Boogie. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm going to hit you 007.